Hi, everyone, and welcome to your October energy reading. We are going to be talking about the energies, situations, people, events, different things that may be coming in and around you for this month of October. And because it is October, then I am trying to use my Halloween theme decks as much as possible. So I hope that you enjoy them. I'm always excited to use them because I pretty much just use them during the month of October. So also, before we get started into, because I'm going to read these cards to you as well, what I want to say is I do personal readings for tarot. I do mediumship readings, and I also do astrology readings because I am an astrologer. There is a link to my website, okay, where you can go and see all of the different services that I offer. And one special note, because I am in Canada and with the exchange rate in countries, say like England or the US, for example, you will find the pricing to be cheaper actually because of the exchange rate. So just for an example, and I'm just pulling this off my head, if it's a $40 reading, you may be find that you're only paying $30 or $29 or $33 or something like that, right? So the price will drop. So that is kind of a bonus for my customers that aren't in Canada that may be seeing this. Now, let's get into the important part. 3 piles here. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. We have Tiger Eye, Golden Tiger Eye, Mookaite Jasper, and Red Tiger Eye. We have Straw Bale, 37, Haunted House, 22, Apple of my eye, number 2. Straw Bale, it's time you step out of your comfort zone, take up space and reach new heights. Okay? Haunted House, the things that haunt you are the things you have yet to let go of. And Apple of my eye, not all that's alluring may be what it seems. See beyond the illusion. So whatever artwork, whatever pile number, card title, or crystal calls to you, I know that's a lot of choices. Let that be your pile. Whatever calls to you, let it be your pile, okay? I will see you in your reading. Hi to those of you who chose pile 1, Straw Bale, number 37. This beautiful Golden Tiger Eye crystal. This is going to be your October energy reading. Energy that's going to be coming in around you to prompt you in some way, maybe. That's going to even trigger you possibly in some way, or situations that may arise. We may find that one of the cards, a few of the cards, or all of them will be a message for you, including this one here, Straw Bale. It's time you step out of your comfort zone, take up space, and reach new heights. And it is a 10, which is an ending, right? You're letting go, you're stepping out of what isn't serving you to try something different that will. Okay, think of it that way. So I'm just going to set this card to the side here. And let's get right into the reading. Okay, we're going to kind of have an overall energy too, just to kind of see what it is exactly, maybe. And it could be an individual message, or it could be overall energy for you for the entire reading. These are so... there's so many different ways to look at a tarot reading, right? When it's collective, because I'm not dealing with just one person. We have Venus, the part of you that desires beauty, success, indulgence, and valuables. Venus does rule the 7th house, which is all about, like, you know, your one-to-one relationships with people, and harmony, fairness, and justice. But it also rules Taurus, which is all about your personal money, your personal income, your financial responsibilities, any personal properties and possessions, right? Core values, how you value yourself. So Venus encompasses all of that. So just keep that in mind as we move forward with her. Okay, and who do we have going along with her? Oh, whoops, where's my other card? Wrong one, wrong one. These are out of order. It's this little one that should be there. Sorry, guys. 10th house, reputation. Ooh, okay, so that is Capricorn energy and Saturn energy, which is all about your career, your ambition, your responsibility when it comes to that, your reputation when it comes to that, what you are known for and how you're making your mark on the world when it comes to your career, okay? So, interesting. I just want to talk about these ones right away, right at the beginning. They're almost opposite in the sense that Venus loves her money and her earned income and her possessions and all things that are beautiful and to be successful, but more in a loving, harmonious, and balanced way, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that the Capricorn and Saturn energy here isn't balanced. It's just more, it's very, I'm trying to think of how I want to say it. It's very much using that ambition and that reputation or whatever else to kind of use and control their material environment. So maybe not so much appreciative of it the way Venus would be. More like, see what I have? This is what I have. You're doing it more for the show, for what other people see. Where with this energy up here in Venus, it's more about, but I love it. I'm doing this because I love every little crystal that's here. I'm not doing it, for example, to say, and these aren't even half of my crystals, you guys. See, that was a very Capricorny Saturn way to think of it. I've got a ton of them, but not for that reason. I have them because I love them. I am a Taurus moon, so you know my emotions are wrapped up in this, right? Okay, that kind of gives you an idea. So what I feel here is that you need to bring these two energies together and find balance. Maybe soften up the Capricorn and Saturn, and maybe harden up a little bit the Venus. And I believe you'd have a really nice marriage and match here because they do both love money and earned income and being financially responsible. I mean, those are Taurus-y Venus traits, but also very much Capricorn traits. It's just the ambition and ego steps in here a little more. The ambitious ego, we'll call it, and we'll call it the more heart-spaced, heart-led ego is here. I talked about this back, I think it was late spring and early in the summer. I had a lot of readings about balancing the heart and the mind, right? The ego and the intuition. So let's just keep that in mind. And remember, they're saying you got to step out of your comfort zone. So if you're more comfortable here, you need a little more of that. If you're more comfortable here, you need a little more of this. All right, let's look at the rest of the cards. Higher perspective. 21 is communication. I think it's communication with yourself. I also think that it's communication with spirit. I'm just going to call spirit anything that refers to your God source universe, to your guides, to your maybe your galactic beings, whoever it is of love, light, highest vibration that you go to, okay? So, a few things. You may need to communicate with them. You may need to, unity. It's bringing these two together in unity, but it is awakening and listen to your intuition. It's being able to connect to the cosmos, so to speak, to spirit. But also when I see higher perspective, I literally want to take it as what it is, where you look at this from a higher perspective. You look at it big picture and you ask yourself, am I more of this or am I more of that? And how can I marry them together? Oh, I love marry because it's partnerships and relationships and spouses with Venus, right? So take that into consideration. All right. Yeah. Let's go on to the next card. We have transition. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives so that we can Learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. That also reminds me of stepping out of your comfort zone, because if you're very comfortable here, it'll be hard to step out, or if you're very comfortable here, it will be hard to step out into here. And when I said maybe marry them together, that's what I'm seeing with this, right? Look at that. There's like, it's lit up in the middle. It's how can we meet in the middle? It's like we're oppositions in astrology, and the whole part is to have a dialogue. Look, number 3, to harmonize, to come together and meet in the middle. Ooh, I love that. Okay, let's get to the next card. We have Aquarius. Well, that's stepping outside of your comfort zone. Aquarius, we know, loves to march to the beat of their own drum. When they have a fire in their belly and when they're connected to spirit, look out. They love to make changes. They do. They love to bring change. They're ruled by Uranus. They love to have fiery passion and go after what it is that they want. They have different ways of seeing and thinking about things. So you may need to bring that energy in to help you step out of the box, to help you make the transition. This is a 7. I'm really into the numbers today, or at least so far. This is pile 1, but this is, it's choice, right? 7s are choices. 7s are having wisdom. And it said, take up space in the world. That's very Aquarian energy. And reach new heights. I want to say reach success. And if you're able to somehow, for whoever's hearing this, pull these two planets, really, Saturn and Venus together. Wow. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. I love that. Okay, I'm just going to leave that there. 12th house introspection. Taking the time and asking yourself, what is it that fuels this? What is it that fuels this? Why am I like that? And then, how can I bring them together? This is all about bringing these two energies together. Getting everything in line, getting everything in balance. Those are your chakras all lined up, right? And I mentioned crown chakra here at the top, right down to, look, this is his solar plexus and his sacral. Ooh, all fired up in there, right? All that passion and creativity. I love that. Okay. Next card out. Ooh, we have romance. Wow, that is a bit of a switch. It could be bringing in, okay, a few things here, because I never want to dismiss if the romance card comes out. If I'm not feeling it strongly, is it no, it's definitely not romance, then no. And that will hit me the minute I flip it. And that did not happen, which means message here is, there could be new romance coming in for you this month, okay? Just totally off the wall of everything else we're talking to, but maybe not. Because for some of you, this is your card. This is your message. This is where we're saying, maybe you're transitioning into a different part of your relationship. For some of you, maybe you don't have anyone, right? And someone's going to be coming in. For others, there could be more romance and passion in your relationship. For some of you, I think you might need a little more of this Venus energy in your relationship, which is loving and kind and compassionate and sensual and all of those things, where the Capricorn Saturn energy is a little more strict and constricting and stern and, is my tie on straight kind of thing, all right? So maybe it's finding, again, the balance here. Okay, I love that. So that's interesting. And maybe you going into a relationship is stepping out of your comfort zone. Maybe transitioning into a new relationship. Maybe getting your relationship in balance, in line, in order. Maybe, sparking up a little more passion and creativity here. I love it. The last card we have is Yang. Oh, that is your masculine energy. And they're showing us, which is interesting, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Libra, Leo, Gemini, and Aries. Okay, those signs may mean something for you. It is proactivity, expression, doing, and forward movement. And we're talking about transition and change and stepping out of comfort zone, marching to the beat of your own drum. I think all of these things are forward movement, even if it's literally a relationship for you. Look, we have Venus and Taurus. It's taking those next steps. Forward movement is trying to marry these together. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you, pile one. I really love this message. It's, is this going to all be complete in the month of, oh, that card just fell out. I'm putting that at the end. Or maybe I'll put it at the beginning, actually. Is everything going to be taken care of this month? No, it's just, what I like to say is it's when the energy or the situation or the people or person, whatever it is coming in and around you. This message is this, for some of you, the start. For others of you, it's the, okay, if you're already working on this, you're on the right path. And for some of you, it has yet to happen. Okay. Let's get one more card. So we have Ten of Swords. We have Knight of Pentacles. And one more. We have the Five of Pentacles. This is an ending for you, and we talked about it here, right? Step out of your comfort zone. I even said something, oh, right, it was a 10. This is a 5 for change, okay? This is time to let go of whatever it is that's keeping you from balancing these two together, from stepping out, from transitioning, from balancing yourself, from not having or allowing a new romance or a transition in your romantic relationship life. This is the end, okay? We don't have to worry about this anymore. This is the Ten of Swords. This is something I feel that's been living up in your head that doesn't need to live there anymore, okay? All the thoughts, the ideas, what plays over and over again, that may be holding you back from any of this, all right? And then we have the Three of Pentacles. That's working together. And really, isn't that what this is? Working together, bringing everything together, transitioning, bringing everything together, moving forward, looking at things big picture so you can bring them together. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it's just a message for you to make it a routine, right? I like that, actually. I like that came in. Yeah, make it a routine. This is something that you're going to work on every day, so make it part of your routine, part of your daily grind. Be methodical about it. Work hard at it. Slow and steady will win the race here, okay? Let's get one last card for you. And then we will move on, pile one. I wish you all the best with this, but it's really taking everything. Oh, that one came out. Awesome. It's taking everything we talked about here and bringing these two energies together. So take the time and look above from that higher perspective. Ask Spirit to step in and help you here and figure out how you can marry and transition these two energies together. Breaking bad habits. I love it. Self-acceptance, excellent mental health, and letting go of vices. Well, isn't that kind of perfect? We're talking about letting go here, breaking free of your comfort zone, right? Transitioning, marching to the beat of your own drum. And this is it. You're trying to bring these two together. If you're more of this, then any of the bad habits or whatever it is that you're holding on to in here that's not allowing you to enjoy this part, then that's what you're breaking bad habits from, or vice versa. But you need to accept yourself that you have both of these energies and that they need to come in and marry and mix together. so that you have excellent mental health, so that you are balanced. Pile 1, if you enjoyed this, if you enjoy the cards, the message, please thumbs up. I appreciate the interaction with my channel. If you know someone who may need to hear this message because you know you can see the mix of these two energies in them, because we all have them, right? But for some people, they're really pronounced. And I feel if you came to pile 1, then that would be it. For others of you, you may resonate with this message in a different way, and that's okay too, okay? Because this is how it fits your situation. You don't make it fit, you let it naturally flow and fit. But if you liked it and you think someone else needs to hear it, pass it along to them. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, and please subscribe. And if you're one of my lovely subscribers who come back reading after reading, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi to those of you who chose pile 2, the haunted house, number 22, master number. This card, or this Mookaite Jasper crystal, this is your October energy reading. Energies, situations, people, events that may be coming in and around you for the month that may give you that little nudge to do something, to move forward or to fix something. We never know what it's going to be until we get into the cards. But just a reminder of what this haunted house card is. The things that haunt you are the things you have yet to let go of. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. I'm going to set her over here, and let's get into the cards. There's going to be live tarot and oracle at the end. There's going to be an overall energy here, and then we're going to talk about each one of these cards. So one of them could be your message. Maybe all of them will be your message. They could even possibly all tie together. That happens as well. Okay, so let's get right into your reading. Pile 2, the moon. Your unconscious, sensitive inner emotions and responses. What makes you feel safe and secure, right? Where you go to. It could be where you go to for your comfort. I don't know if it said that, but also that, right? Because that's all your inner emotions. It's your sensitivity. What's your comfort place? What's your comfort food? What do you do when you're feeling out of sorts that makes you feel better, right? And the sun. Wow. Okay. Essence, energy, self-awareness, life force, spirit, creativity, honor, masculinity, distinction, childishness, ego, individuality, solitude, expression, self-sufficiency, shine, heartbeat, and father. Okay, so what sun being? Well, right now what I want to say is this is emotional for you, okay? I talked a lot in pile 1 about balance and bringing these together, and I feel it's almost the same here. We won't know until we see the rest of the cards, but this could be a message for someone that you need to hear. It's balancing out the emotional side of yourself and the ego side of yourself. Not allowing one to overtake the other, right? We can think of it as the mind. We can think of it as the heart. We can think of it as the ego talking or the intuition talking. Okay, so let's look at the rest of the cards because I'm curious to see if how this is all going to play out. Maybe you live too much here or you live too much here, right? That's where you need to bring the balance and bring them together. I talked about opposition in astrology, okay, which is like having a dialogue, which is bringing them to meet in the middle and to harmonize, okay? Because they may be opposites, like if you're all one and not the other or vice versa, but they're meant to meet, okay? So keep that in mind as we move forward. Let's see what the rest here is. The guardians. Shielding, defense, warning. And look at that bright, bright moon up there. If that isn't a card to come out right beside this, I don't know what is. Yeah. what will happen is, and how I generally think that this works, well, I don't think, I know, because I know it for myself, right? And I've seen it for other people as well. And especially when you're doing personal readings, because it's literally about you. This is collective. So you just kind of take what fits your situation or what resonates with you. You don't make it try to fit, or you don't try to make it resonate, okay? But what I want to say here is, and there's going to be an energy or a situation coming up, especially with this card here, that is going to have you, I believe, running to your comfort zone. That's going to have you, well, trying to shield and put up a wall of defense, okay? For others of you, I feel that a situation or something's going to arise, an energy that is going to have your moon senses tingling in warning. Something's just not going to seem right. And you need to trust that intuition. Okay? Yeah. Let's look at the next card. We may have to revisit these ones. Oh, I love this. And this is a 37, which is an ending. Yeah, so whatever it is, you need to bring an end to it, of course, but I feel like we're going to come back to this somehow. 19, Delight. What a beautiful card. And such the opposite. Oh my God, you guys, such the opposite. I just realized. Look at how dark and moony, right? Oh, and look at how bright and sunny. Also a 10, which is an ending. Okay. All right, so this is the frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others. Ooh, I feel like this may be something's going to, like I said, it could come up, it could trigger you, it could prompt you into something, but I feel like there is a real, maybe the situation or just you right in this moment is really, a situation of you being too much in one and not enough of the other, or vice versa. And they're saying that needs to come to an end. There needs to be a balance here. So far, the first 4 cards, we're seeing very, I want to call it dark, broody energy of the moon, okay? Of your sensitivity, of your inner emotions. And then just the bright sun, the egg cracking open here. That's what it looks like, the big yolk. Fireworks, whatever else, and this beautiful card saying you need to bring more joy in your life. And let me just tell you, the sun rules the 5th house, which is all about fun, creativity, your hobbies, your children, any kind of entertainment, dating, romance, passionate love affairs even, right? So, you know, think of that as I'm talking about this too, because it could resonate with you in those ways. Let's get the next card, Pisces. Oh, these are your inner emotions, your unconscious. Well, unconscious. So is the 12th house, your unconscious mind, your intuition, right? I mean, the moon, even though it rules Cancer in the 4th house, I always feel a strong tie to the 12th house and Pisces as well, because it's what's behind the scene, what could be hidden. However, with this Pisces card, what I want to say, if we're going to talk Pisces energy with the 12th house energy, is reflection, self-reflection here, okay? Because you need to figure this out, but also, and you need to heal from it. But this is more about, I want to say, the mystical and the magical, and really your imagination and your dreams and your spirituality even. What dreams do you have for yourself that maybe this is holding you back from? Okay. Or what imagination or imaginative dreams or ideas or just imagination in general is being, I almost want to say exaggerated here because of the sun. It's finding this balance. Okay, let's get the rest of the cards. Dignified, strength. when a planet is dignified in your natal chart, okay, in astrology, that's where it has its strength. That's where it's in its power, okay? So where are you in your power? Would you consider if you're living an ego-led life in your power, or if you're in your emotionally insecure life, your power? Or them working together, those two energies together being in power? That's one way to look at it. Because I feel like there's beautiful things about both energies here, the moon and the sun. Beautiful things about both. We talked about them. Fun, creativity, your hobbies. But there's also the darker side of that as well, which is the ego, which can be dark sometimes. Or at least just not nice, okay? And with the moon, if you stay in that emotional cocoon all wrapped up in insecurity and being afraid and shielding yourself from life and others, well, that's no way to live. But if you live in the mystical, the magical, the imagination, I'm taking the Pisces energy here too, the dreams, the spirituality, your intuition, your family, what's important to you, nurturing yourself, well, that's all good. So you can see how you need to have the two of them working together to be at full strength in your life, to be joyful, to be imaginative, to, you know what? Trusting your intuition to know that if there is a warning sign, that you're feeling the warning sign because of your intuition and not your insecurity and fear. Ooh, I like that. Okay, let's see the next card. Loss. Saturn and Pisces. Again, we have a 12. I said in pile 1, 2, I think of, okay, I got to talk to the number here too. I just looked over and saw it. Are 3s. That's communicating with, and I'm encompassing everyone here, God, Source, Universe, your guides, your ancestors, everyone that you deal with as spirit. This is you communicating with spirit, your higher self even. Here it's the things that haunt you are the things that you have yet to let go of or haven't let go of yet. There needs to be some loss here, okay? There needs to be in order for these two to become balanced. All right? And please go to spirit to help you with this. Go to your guardians, your guardians, your guardian angels, your guardians of the galaxy, whoever it is, okay? And ask them to help. Let go of these things that haunt you, whether it's in the sun energy or the moon energy. Jupiter, grow and expand. Jupiter also, I just want to say the happy delight here as well, right? Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And the 9th house, which is all about learning. And I want to say in this case, even though it is different in astrology, I want to say it's learning about you. It's self-discovery of you and what can make you tick, to be dignified, to have the strength in your person. Oh, and I also wanted to mention this is a 4, right? Strength. 4s are stability and foundation and structure. They're also inner focus, right? Which is the moon ruling the 4th house. It's going within to that unconscious and figuring this out, not allowing your ego to rule the show. Okay, you guys, let's get some tarot here. I love that for you. You need some strength and joy. You need to lose what isn't serving you in either one of these energies. And by golly, when you bring the two, the strength of both of them together, look out, okay? And then with Pisces and Jupiter, like, please, you're going to be running off intuition. You're not going be needing to shield yourself and put up defense walls against other people. And you'll heed any warning signs because your intuition will just go crazy about it. I feel that's important to say as well. But let's get some tarot. And don't be afraid with this sun to have fun, to be creative, do what it is that you love to do with other people, with your kids, your family, whatever. Go out and play a sport, whatever it is. The Empress, you are capable of doing whatever it is that you want to do. You are capable of manifesting, creating the life that you want for yourself. So you can choose to either be here or here, or you can choose to bring them together and literally be on fire is what I want to say. Okay? And that Empress, she's good at all, but she's also very good at nurturing. So please nurture yourself. We have the Eight of Swords. Yeah. Walk out of that self-imposed prison that you've had yourself in over here, whether it's in the sun or the moon energy. Look, there's nothing holding you in. The swords are down. You can take that blindfold off. You're very loosely bound. You can walk out. You can walk out like, I want to say, I don't know if that's a lion's face, right? Like, walk out of that energy. I almost want to say here, with, because I'm just thinking Leo, lion, right? And I think that actually you're standing there. I'm trying to think of how you say it. You're standing there, and this is you breaking out and saying, I'm not going to be up in my head anymore. I'm doing it my way. I'm doing it not my way. My inner emotions and my ego, we're doing it my way this time. And you're going to marry them both together. That was a little cheesy, but you know what? It's what came in. I love it. Four of Pentacles. It's okay. It's okay to let this go. Okay? It's going to feel scary, but it's okay to let whatever it is that you need to let go of here, to let it go. And you have Pisces energy coming in around you. You have the moon coming in around you. That is, you're able to go in and figure out what it is that you need to do. Trust your intuition. Call upon spirit to help you. One last card before we go, right? You don't need to live in the haunted house. You don't need for things to haunt you anymore. You can let them go. It's going to be hard because you're going to feel like this is what you know. This is who you are. This is how you function. But it can be so much better. So get out of your mental prison. Walk out of there with it's my way or the highway to whatever needs to go. And just know that you are the Empress. You can do this for yourself. And don't be afraid to literally let go. Okay? Pile 2, we have the Festival. Creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. I'm calling it your coming out party, okay? That's what this is. This is your coming out party. Coming out of too much ego, coming out of too much sensitivity and emotion, okay? That's, I feel this message could be your blueprint. And you know what? Don't be afraid to celebrate with the Festival. If it's your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your family, to say, you know what? I'm making a change in my life and I'm celebrating me. Come on over for, a bite to eat, everyone. Come on over for some drinks. Come on over for a pool party, whatever it is. I don't know. But celebrate yourself here. You're making a very big change in your life, or you're going to start on that change, and know that it doesn't have to happen in the month of October. It can certainly, this is just the start. For some of you, you're already in it and you've already started to make the small changes to find more of the sun, the happiness, the joy, okay? To find some more of the emotion rather than letting the ego. You've already started letting some things go. And for others of you, this is the first time you're hearing this and it's resonating and you're going, wow, I need to start working on this. Take your time. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, please do the thumbs up for the support. It helps to get that algorithm moving here. And if you know someone who needs to hear this message, then please pass it along to them. If you are new here, please subscribe. And if you're one of my regular viewers, thank you for being here and thank you for your support of my channel. I'll see you in your next reading. Hi to those of you who chose pile 3, this beautiful red tiger eye crystal. This card, apple of my eye, the number 2, and I will read what it says. Not all that's alluring may be what it seems. See beyond the illusion. Okay, so we're going to be talking about here pile 3. We have overall energy cards. We're going to be doing tarot and oracle at the end. But what I want to say here is this. You may find one of these cards will be your message, all of them. They could all tie together. They usually do when we do a collective monthly reading in some way. But you take what resonates, you leave what doesn't. If it fits, it fits, okay? So, and what it's going to be is energy that's coming in and around you, people, events, situations, whatever. We won't know till we get into the reading. So, first card, overall energy, Chiron. Your healing power, empathy, and ability to teach or learn remedies. I like that. Chiron, we also know, is the wounded healer, right? And it is generational. So you'll find people within a certain group of years, right, will have the same Chiron. Okay, let me see what the next card is with it. Saturn. Well, that's about learning lessons, isn't it? Discipline, structure, time, responsibility, tests, ambition, difficulty, restraint, grounding, practicality, self-control, tradition, realism, container, bones, maturity, gravity, scaffolding. Wow, they really hit everything there for Saturn. But Saturn is about learning lessons. Saturn rules the 10th house of ambition and your career and your reputation. But that energy is really is very disciplined, is very structured, is very responsible and ambitious. Can be difficult to deal with at times, maybe a little too rigid. And so I'm going to read not necessarily from the card here, but from what I actually as an astrologer know about Chiron. And that is, we are trying to, it's a wound that we need to fix, let's say. I'm going to keep it very simple in this lifetime. You can do your natal chart. You must have your exact birth time to especially know your rising sign. You can't guess that, okay? So someone says, oh, well, you were born around 10 o'clock. No, you need the time because that could switch you from one house to another. And that is important for your rising sign, okay? But you should be able to find your Chiron sign. You won't know if you don't have your exact birth time, what house it's in, but you will know, and you can Google what that is for you this lifetime that you need to work on to heal, okay? Because you're bringing it in. But it also gives you the power to heal. Like once you heal it, it's almost as though you are able to go out and then help others as well, right? Which I like because that's Saturn being very disciplined, being very focused. Let's get into the rest of the cards. I know you can't see my face because I'm still too chicken, but I'm sitting here and I'm just kind of side-eyeing the Chiron card because I'm like, how are you going to play into this? I don't know. For some of you, there may be an energy coming in that is going to trigger you. It could be around something to do with your work or your colleagues in that area. Maybe for some of you that is going to trigger that wound in you and I don't know. I just say, please be disciplined in the way you react, in your behavior, in the way you may want to react to it. That's a specific message. For others of you, I think it's being focused and determined and disciplined and being able to get real about, I do have this wound and I do need to heal it. So some of you need to hear that message. Let's look at the rest of the cards and see where they lead us. Dreamscape, dream work, subconscious imagination. What a pretty card. There's transformation in here. Look, with the butterfly. Working with crystals even. There's even like a black cat or a familiar, we could say. Maybe that's it. What is the dream pile 3 that you have for yourself? And maybe this wound here with Chiron could be holding you back. Or maybe a little bit of stubbornness could be holding you back. Right? That bit of being rigid. I kind of think of it as standing up straight could be holding you back. So, allow yourself to go within. Allow yourself to dream. I think of it as Pisces energy here, maybe. It is a 10. They want you, I want to say, this needs to be let go of, okay? 10 is also Saturn rules the 10th house. Saturn energy, for the most part, isn't real dreamy. I mean, it is, but it's like a controlled dream, I want to say. So this, yeah, use your imagination. Okay, let's see. I need to see the rest. Passion. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight. Oh, wow. Right? You're imagining there's the hidden gems lying below maybe the cloud or the fog cover or whatever it is. So the frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. I'm going to tell you right now, it's so interesting. Every reading is very personal about balance, and it's balancing these two, this overall energy within you. So maybe being so rigid and so focused and so ambitious and I don't know, just so outer focused that you're not able to go within and focus on what needs to be healed and healing power. And then the ability to then move on and teach others, right? Or you're so caught up in this that you're so caught up on your inner emotion that you're unable to be responsible in your life, maybe when it comes to your work, to your career. You're like, how could I possibly focus on that? There's so much going on up here. That could be a message for someone. Ooh, we have Aries fire energy. That's like a little fiery tornado there. So we're talking about passion, which is a 7, which means you have choice, which means you also have wisdom, right? And it's knowing that you need, you're probably, for some of you, you came to this pile because your life is an illusion. Okay. You can think of it that way. You know there's more than what you're seeing right now for yourself, because you know that this is not in balance here. You're either a little too much of this or a little too much of that, right? Or even that this Saturn energy wants to control the healing, and it can't. It needs to be it needs to flow naturally, the healing. It needs to come into you naturally. See, from spirit here, God, source, universe, whoever it is you go to, guides, ancestors, etc. I'll refer to as spirit moving forward. You can't force it. And this Aries energy, I want to say, wants to force it maybe a little bit. And this is just coming in here with the Saturn. It can't be forced. But use that fiery Aries energy in the passion to get to what lies hidden below in the gems, right? Because it says, beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. And I feel right now like maybe there's not a lot of calm. I feel that they want you to dream about what that would be for you. How do you find insight, balance, and calm in your life? How do you move out of chaos? Maybe this wound here for you does bring a lot of chaos in. And Saturn energy wouldn't like that because it's very regimented, right? It wouldn't like that. So you can see where you kind of need to balance the two of these. Let's look here. We have Aries again, but this time it says act. Well, it doesn't say anything here, but act. That's telling me this is using that Aries energy for forward movement, to take the initiative, to make the change, to start working on this. Take the fiery part of it here as part of this passion. We're taking this Aries, not fiery looking energy down here, to move forward, to act, to be the leader, to step up, because we know Aries is all about me, myself, and I, and to step up and say, I don't like the way me, myself, and I is right now. We need to change this. We have seduction. 12, Jupiter, Pisces. 12th house here can do with things like escapism, withdraw, addictions, self-sabotage. It's a very seductive energy, especially if it comes to that self-sabotage and that addiction part of it. And you're giving your energy to that seduction, and it's keeping you in the chaos. But we need to get past the chaos and into the balance and calm. See, because I keep going back to here, everything, not all that's alluring, the seduction, right? Those addictions, the self-sabotage, the escaping, right? The escaping. It's not what it seems. And you know that. And I feel that for some of you, whether this is happening right now, you're in it, you're about to be in it, you're not even aware of it at this point, but you recognize it, then this is where the action needs to take place. There needs to be a passion lit within you, because this is earthy and so is this. All right. So it's kind of, it's not fiery energy is just what I'm going to say. You need that passion. You need that fiery energy. You even need some of this, I want to say, watery energy with the dreamscape. But I think it kind of encompasses everything. If we look, we see, well, it's a balance of it all, right? There's earth, there's air, there's water, and there's fire energy in that card. Mutable energy. Ah, the mutables. Okay, so we have Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. Surrender. It's surrendering the chaos. It's surrendering the wound. It's surrendering to the change. Fluidity, being able to go with the flow. And welcoming change. Okay, there we go. See? These signs could mean something for you. But I really feel, before we get in, I'm about to do the tarot here. Yeah, I think that maybe you've been living in a bit of an illusion, okay? Your dreams, well, I'm going to call it the escapism. You've been escaping, you've been withdrawing from reality of who you are, your life, and maybe the chaos or the wound here that exists. And you've been seduced by the addictions and the self-sabotage here, right? And they're saying, you don't have to live that way. You don't. You can turn this around to help other people and yourself for healing. And you can use the wisdom of Saturn and learning the lesson and move forward in your life with discipline and hard work. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Tarot. Let's get 3 tarot cards. 7 of Wands. The 5 of Pentacles. Oh yeah, they're telling you. And the let's see, the High Priestess. There we go. All right. Talking of the dreamscape, the high priestess, your intuition, your higher self, you know everything within you. You just need to be able to go in and pull that knowledge out, right? You need to access your inner wisdom. Was there something about that here? Your subconscious, your inner wisdom, and pull that out. Easier said than done, but that is the goal here, okay? And then you use it. Right now, I also want to say balance with her. I mean, I just feel the high priestess is, she just encompasses everything for me, but do not be afraid to go into your subconscious here, into your dreamscape, into where you can be calm and balanced, okay? And figure out what it is you need to do to be able to have the best of both worlds, Saturn energy and the Chiron energy. For some of you, it is chaos. And how can you balance that out? The chaos of Seven of Wands, where maybe for some of you, it is people just poking and prodding at you and not leaving you alone. Constantly chatter, right? Or whatever it may be, picking on, bullying, whatever it is. And with the Five of Pentacles, you just may feel discouraged, like the feeling of lack. I don't have anything or any way of making these changes in my life. But with the High Priestess, you can do it yourself. And if you can't, maybe you, with the lack here of working on this wound, say you can't afford to pay for professional help, maybe you can find a free group to attend, or you can find someone who does pro bono work. I think that's how you say it, right? When it's free. Someone who maybe volunteers their time at a clinic that's free to help you to get past this wound, or to get out of this rigid nature. All right? But you are capable of doing this. Look, we've got the High Priestess here. We've got all of this passion and this Aries energy. You know what's seducing you and keeping you in both of these energies. It's time to surrender them. It's time to let them go. It's time to bring the flow, the fluidity back into your life, where you're not stuck either here or here. But I feel more that this is just about, they're almost separate. It's a little different than pile 1 and pile 2. But they still need to work together in some way, right? And just being willing to even consider welcoming in the change. Let's get your one last card here, pile 3. Successful career. A happy working environment. Pay rises and promotions. Pay rises and promotions. For some of you, remember I did say back here that it could be something around your career that's triggering that wound in you, and you're going to have to be careful about the way you react. Maybe so. Because, and then you're going to have to work on what that wound is. But if you do, you could have success, more success in your career. That could very well be for someone. This could be an individual message for someone if this resonates in a different way. I also want to say, just because, look, successful is what you will be if you're able to heal this wound and maybe some of this rigidity, okay? So, pile 3, that is it. That was an interesting message, but don't hesitate to look at what your Chiron is in your birth chart, okay? And maybe Google about it. You can, Cafe Astrology is always a good place to go, and if they don't know, they'll lead you somewhere else, like to maybe find out about the Chiron in your life. And remember, it is generational, so it is the same as a lot of people over a number of years. I can't remember right now the number of years that it encompasses. I mean, probably anywhere up to 10 years would be like they would have the same Chiron. It is a generational thing. It's kind of like what happens with, you know, Pluto and Uranus and those planets. They're very slow moving. Those are planets. Chiron is not. But they move slow, which means a lot of people have the same placements, right? So same idea. But anyway, check that out because that could be important to you. So if you like this message, please thumbs up. I would appreciate the interaction with my channel. If you know someone who may need to hear this message, please pass it along. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, and thank you to all my regular viewers. The messages this month were a little bit different, but I liked them. I really enjoyed the way they come out. You know what? I love it when, Spirit makes it a challenge to get the message out, or when it's even a bit of a challenging message, because it means growth, right? It means growth and expansion in our lives. So anyway, pile 3, thank you for your time, and I will see you in the next reading.